Hey, it's Shelley Chapman of EatRelateLove.com, and we are with another Belly Breakthrough Q&A, and today's Q&A comes from a reader. Her name is Marianne. Hey, Marianne, thank you so much for your question. Marianne writes, lately, I've been making positive changes in my life, but I find that afterwards, I go crazy bingy and in a frightening, unconscious way. When I come out of the fog, I'm disappointed and frustrated. I know it's because I'm moving out of my comfort zone and the old me is threatened by the changes. But how do I stop it? I try to be extra vigilant after I have done something positive, but I still can't kick it. Please help. Marianne. Marianne, what I want you to do right now is I want you to stop and give yourself a big hug. And the reason why I want you to give yourself a big hug is because this is really good news. The fact that you're, number one, making positive changes in your life, and number two, you're experiencing these sort of what you call frightening unconscious binges is actually a good thing. Let me tell you what's happening. When we start to make positive changes in our life, we're essentially detoxing our emotional and spiritual self, much like a physical detox. When you physically detox, you start drinking all your green juice and you're going to the bathroom and all this yucky stuff starts coming out, right? But you have to get the yucky stuff out before you can get to the good stuff, which means that it's working. It's the same thing when we make positive changes in our emotional life. The fact that you feel like you're probably doubling back and you're binging is really a matter that you're dealing with some unresolved trauma, some unresolved conflict, some emotional, spiritual baggage that hasn't been dealt with yet, but now it's coming to the surface. That's what happens. It comes to the surface and it makes us feel a way. Now, the challenge is your inner heifer. She is basically trying to talk to you. She's coming up because she hasn't been out for quite some time and she's carrying some old emotional stuff and she wants you to pay attention to it. So she uses your old pattern of binging to help you pay attention to it. But the challenge for you is creating a different way of handling your emotions. So the fact that you're feeling your emotions is a really, really great thing. Now you ask in your letter, how can you stop it? You don't. The key for you is not to stop it. The key for you is to feel every single thing that you feel. So if you feel, if you feel yay, then feel yay, right? That's the key for you. Now, as you're feeling it, you need a way to express that. So food has been your default, which is why you've been turning to binging. So now your challenge is to find other ways to express it. For me, I like dancing. I like art. I like taking walks in the park. That's a great way for me to escape. I like coming up here. This is the rooftop of my building. It's a great way to sort of escape everything else around you and just feel what you feel as a way to process what you're going through. So Marianne, keep hugging yourself. Keep feeling everything you feel. You are doing just fine. Nothing is wrong. And I understand that it's frightening and that you feel like you're checking out unconsciously. And the best way to curb that is to just check in with yourself day to day and like, how am I feeling right now? Do some checks so that you can really get a feel for where you are and take note of when you shift and how you shift, how often you shift as a way to help you stay on track. And by all means, if you need emotional wellness tools to help you get through so that you're not always turning to binging as a way to help you get through the process and you can stick to the positive changes you're making, then I totally recommend the BFF formula, Body Food Freedom, by being your body's best friend. It's a digital resource that I created to help women, especially like you, to really release all of the baggage that's weighing you down so you can just begin to liberate not only your emotions and your feelings, but also your best body, your best self, your best relationship with food. And of course, if you have any other questions, please feel free to send them in and let's see how we can work together. Thank you so much for your question, Marianne, and I will see you all next week.